Funding for Off 90 is provided in part by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.
Coming up on Off 90, Winona photographer Keelie Ritter's energetic and creative photos will immerse you in the moment. Experience early Minnesota farming history at Spring Valley's 29th Annual Tractor Parade. And the Southeastern Minnesota Youth Orchestra keeps classical music alive for a new generation. It's all just ahead, Off 90. Hi, I'm Barbara Keith. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Off 90. First up today, she's only 25, but her photos speak of skills far beyond her years. Winona's Keelie Ritter has a knack for capturing a moment in time that speaks volumes. Keelie doesn't like to pose her shots. She prefers to let life happen around her, preserving the integrity of that millisecond when the camera's shutter opens.
You can't ever really put your finger on what makes a great photo. When I'm taking pictures, there will be a moment where I will just go, oh my gosh, that was it. I took a picture and I know that was a great shot, and it's such a great feeling. And you just know it right away, and that's like one of the best feelings I've ever had. My name is Keelie Ritter. I am a freelance photographer. I am 25 years old. All right, everybody look at me. This is my job. This is how I make my living. Today we're moving the steamer from Central Fire Station in Winona to the Winona County Historical Center. Always, always, I have to be able to run. Documentary is just, I think, the best way to describe it. I don't like to mess with any objects. I don't like to move things around too much. To me, it's, I think, more true to what you're actually photographing. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Clicking away as much as I can and trying to find the best shot. When it comes to you, you better catch it or it'll be gone and you can't get it back. You never know when you have that moment when someone just will look over at you for a split second, and that's those are kind of the diamonds. It's never anything you can fully anticipate. You just know you got it. I think that one of the most important things is to be able to step back and just see things from a third-point perspective. To be an observer in a sense. Watch what's going on from the outside and almost not be a part of it. I think you can really capture a lot more moments when you can study them from far away. It's not hard to do that for me because I am naturally an observer. I like to just watch people, and I like to listen to what's going on around me, and I'm okay not being in the midst of everything. I like to just kind of watch and observe. I started shooting a lot of different abandoned things. And right away, to me, they said something. While I was going to school in Ireland, I was working on a project that I call Everything Worth Leaving Behind. I went around Ireland. They have a lot of great abandoned buildings and cottages. I just went into these places, tiptoed into these places much of the time, and photographed whatever kind of spoke to me, I guess. I kind of started feeling sort of a presence in them because they have a story to tell. They were home to somebody at one point in time, and they do have histories, and they kind of speak to me when I see them, and I think that they speak through the lens as well. I want people to feel the emotion in the photograph, even if it's not a person that I'm photographing, even if it's just a mattress or something. I like for my objects to kind of tell a story. Inside Out, it actually started when I was in school in Madison, and I'd be, walking to class or walking around, and you see furniture and so many crazy things on the boulevards and on the sidewalks, and I kind of felt some stories in them. It's just really interesting to me whether it's, something that is totally just looks like trash and it's in terrible, terrible shape, or something that just looks immaculate. It's just interesting, wondering why did you want to get rid of this? I love seeing these abandoned things and feeling the irony in the fact that was once worth so much to somebody, or probably of so much use to somebody, is now worth leaving behind, essentially.
No blinking. Do not blink.
I can usually fit about 500 on a card. I filled up one card, so.
1, 2, 3.
I just kept snapping ever since 8 o'clock this morning. So it's documentation, and it's something that they can look back on, not just for reference, but look back on for really great memories. But, and I think this is something that I'm really happy my father will have. He's retiring soon, and he'll have these photos, and we can look back on them. Project Firehouse was an idea that I started when I was a junior in college. And I thought, well, my dad is captain at the fire department here in Winona, and that, I could really have an in there and an opportunity to take some photos that people can't see every day, that are kind of hidden away. I started off by going with him to work. When it was slow, I'd walk around the firehouse and I'd take photos of the guys doing whatever work they were doing, or maybe they were making dinner. And then when they were called out, I was able to go with them on the calls. I was able to capture a lot of moments that certainly is not something that gets captured on camera by just anybody, any day. As sad as a lot of it is, there are things that say a lot. Because it's such an intense situation, they have so much emotion in them, those photos. And people really, really, really feel that. I love photography because it allows me to capture things on camera the way that I see them, differently from the way someone else might see it. Because this is the photo I took. This is how I saw this moment. So it's really personal. After people look at my work, I hope that they feel something. They feel emotion in it. They feel connected to it somehow. You're basically talking to your viewer, in a sense, through the camera lens. You know, I know when I'm looking at photos and I see a photo that I like, I usually get some sort of like ping in my chest or just some reaction like that. And I hope that people see my photos and come away with some sort of emotion or feeling. I think that's the most important thing.
Farming has changed significantly over the last century. One place where that was very clear was at the 29th Annual Tractor Parade in Spring Valley. On display were hundreds of antique tractors built throughout the 20th century, from steam to gas-powered. Each has its own story.
It started about 20 years ago. I think I restored my first one. That was a tractor that we had farmed with when I was a kid. And that's kind of got the bug, you know, and so I kept doing it. Then I started buying tractors and restoring more of them, and I don't even know where, on far as collector tractors, we are probably around 50 to 60. My brothers and myself and my dad.
A lot of people restore a tractor that was either in their family somehow, or if they can't locate that tractor, a tractor that as a kid they might have grown up on, cultivated corn, mowed hay, or something that they have memories with.
First tractor was 1918 1220 to Twin City. That was on a farm that I rented, and the fella's dad had bought it new in 1918, and it sat in the grove, and of course never left that place. And finally I talked him into letting us bring it home and try to get it running, and that's what it started.
A lot of people look for a tractor that they remember as a childhood type of thing. And once they get them restored, they like to show them off. And a show like this is great for that.
I enjoyed the challenge of finding the old tractors and restoring them and going to shows like this one. Great fun.
The parade is open to any exhibitor that brings any kind of piece of equipment here, and anyone's welcome to join in and run their equipment through.
Some shows I've been going to for quite a few years, and the people were all like one big family. I show up there and they say, "Carl, where'd you get are you remanufacturing all these old vehicles at home, or where are you getting them?" They give me a bunch of static, but it's all in fun.
Well, before this show, I spent about 3 days getting them out, getting them running, getting them cleaned up, and you know, when they sit around, and it's good to take them out because when it's not good that they don't get run, they need to be run, you know. We always get a lot of compliments, and you know, I haven't seen a tractor like that for a long time, and it sure looks good, you know. That's what makes it kind of worthwhile.
The people that you meet, beautiful people, good people, all farm people.
Well, I have been a farmer all my life, And it actually worked out quite well because in the wintertime, when I have hired help, we don't have anything to do. And so when we started collecting a lot of tractors that had to all be redone, then in the wintertime we could work on them, and I had something for my help to do.
Well, I just really enjoy the old-time things. And when I was a young kid, I grew up, my mom was from Nebraska, and I used to go through the grove of my uncle's farms and some of the relatives and sit on the old tractors and the old machinery and wonder what it was. And so I've always had kind of a passion for the old stuff. And when I found out about this show many years ago, I just decided to get involved with it and been here ever since.
I don't know, probably sentimental value is a lot more than what it's really, what it's really worth. We need to, need to keep them around for future generations to see what we worked with, Well,
hope and dream is that it continues, and as the older members pass on or are not able to do the work, that we get younger members to carry it on, and that we can preserve the things that actually happened. I mean, my generation didn't have to do most of these things. I'm just fortunate that I had some older parents and older relatives that I happened to learn some things from and are able to pass it on. And we just hope that we can continue to do that.
Finally this week, they are young and they are serious about music. They are Rochester's Southeastern Minnesota Youth Orchestra, also known as SMYO. It takes a lot of work to become part of this elite group, which sacrifices Saturday cartoons for practice. SMYO plays everything from pops to Beethoven. Keep your eyes open. You just might spot the next virtuoso.
SMYO is a great organization that exposes kids to music through orchestra, and that it's a ton of fun.
My name is Judy Hickey. I am currently serving on the SMYO as one of the board of directors. SMYO is the Southeastern Minnesota Youth Orchestra. We have students that come to SMYO on Saturday mornings from as far away as Albert Lee and Austin, down into Winona. So it really is a regional orchestra where students from the whole region are able to participate. Students need to have some sight reading skills, but because we have different levels that the students can play at, we do take kids that are on the beginner level all the way up through the advanced high school student. So there is a place for every student that is interested in participating. Students are placed according to their ability level.
My name is Jennifer Kim, and I'm the co-concert master in the concert orchestra at SMYO. At SMYO, there's so many different levels of experience that you go through, and it's really amazing to experience these different conductors. I remember when I transferred from Philharmonic to concert orchestra. I was an 8th grader, and concert orchestra is usually for high schoolers, so I was really nervous going into it, and I kind of sat in the back of the second violins and didn't play that much, but I remember the conductor being just so welcoming and so warm and so casual with everyone and just teaching everyone about music that it was instant community, and I just felt like I fit in there.
Okay, that's closer.
It was started at one of the churches downtown, and they felt the need of more of a advanced experience for string players. And so they started the orchestra at that time to provide that the enrichment for those students to receive a more advanced program. Many of the kids were taking private lessons, and they needed to have more difficult music that they were working on.
Rehearsal 2 is measure 1, 12.
SMYO has done so much for me musically, and it's something that you can't get from your private lesson teachers, and it's something that you can't get from high school orchestra, and it's learning to listen to everyone and to be able to appreciate music on this whole new level that you never thought existed. And it's exposing yourself to these different composers that you'd never even heard of before, and it's always a lot of fun, and it really makes your passion for music even stronger.
Commitment to be involved in Semio isn't just on the students. The students have to get here Saturday mornings, but the parents also have to make the commitment to get the children here on Saturday mornings. The parents, I think they see the benefit that the kids, through the rehearsal process, when they go to the concerts, they see how much time that the kids have put into perfecting their music and raising it to a high level.
My name is Dave Johnson. I'm a Semio parent. Kids absolutely love and look forward to Saturdays for being part of Semio and playing music together. I think some of the aspects of Semio that make it a top shelf group is the conductors and how they interact with the students. They're encouraging and inspiring to them.
My name is Adam Lang-Pearson. I conduct the concert orchestra at Semio, at Southeastern Minnesota Youth Orchestras. I have been involved with Semio for over 10 years. Semio provides the community with an opportunity for students who play instrumental music, and they want to go to the highest level at least that we can offer them. They want the social environment of other kids that get enthused about the same things. And so we absolutely fit that bill. Having been here a long time now, there are certain things that happen over and over again. One is I have been in rehearsal with the kids, and man, it's just not working, you know, it's just not playing some part quite right, and I'm thinking, oh man, that player must not really enjoy this anymore or something. And then I go the rest of the week at work, and every once in a while I think, oh, how, you know, where did it go wrong? You know, this student just is obviously just does not interested. And then I'll come back next week, and I'll find out that same student that I thought was just didn't care. Well, that same student dropped out of 5 other activities so that they could do this. And boy, that happens so many times, and that they're making sacrifices to do it.
The parents can see the process with the kids through the rehearsals. When you observe the first rehearsals, when the children first receive the music and they start off working on their program, and then you see the concert that occurs at the end of the rehearsal cycle. It's amazing the progress that has been made, and the students, how much they've grasped that music and perfected it to get to the point of playing at the concert.
This was a concert done once a year, sponsored by Rochester Civic Music. We bring in fifth graders and kids are close to that age from all over the area. We put them in one large auditorium, and a choir performs and an orchestra performs. The timing is important for these kids because they are about to choose what to do for music in the schools. So this is one part of giving them a flavor of what this looks like if they've never seen it before.
My name is Kaya Sand, and I play the oboe in Semio. I thought it went very well. The enthusiasm from the kids is great. We never get this much enthusiasm in our normal concerts, so it gives us great energy too.
It's been 10 times, even 10 times more fun to do this with the hundreds and hundreds of young kids out in the audience, the type of the energy that we heard and we saw today is just, it's inspirational. I'm telling you, it's a great feeling. It's a great thing to be able to remember days like this, and it's always a ray of sunshine.
That's all for this episode. See you next time. Off 90.
Funding for Off 90 is provided in part by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.